What is the difference between an obituary and a death notice? And why is a death notice so important to a probate administration? Hello again, this is Certified Probate Real Estate Specialist Daryl Williams with Win-Win Realtors here in Southern California. On this program, we assist personal representatives and probate attorneys with estate real property. So if you're new here and you're interested in this type of content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get started. Obituaries serve several purposes. It is an announcement of someone's death. It usually contains biographical information and familial survivors and more. A death notice, on the other hand, states facts only. Death notices are often used to notify creditors and beneficiaries of assets. You could find obituaries and death notices in the classified section of a newspaper. Why is a death notice so important to a probate administration? As the personal representative, you have a duty to notify all creditors of your loved one's death. You have an obligation to make a reasonable effort, a diligent, reasonable effort to identify all creditors of that decedent. You are to notify all creditors by using Judicial Form DE 174, allowance and rejection of creditors' claims. In this video, we're going to share with you 4 important tips on negotiating with creditors. Tip number 1. Make sure that debt is legit. In other words, authenticate that debt. Make sure that your loved one had not paid that debt prior to their passing. It's not unusual for companies to have poor record keeping where one hand doesn't tell the other hand what's going on, as my mom would say. Tip number 2. Prepare a settlement offer that reflects what the estate can afford to pay, which may be different than the amount the estate owes that particular creditor. Next, contact the creditor and present your settlement offer to them. Then you can go back and forth with the creditor, negotiating a settlement until you guys come to an agreement. The final tip, once you and the creditor have hammered out an agreement, ask that creditor to put the agreement in writing and send it to you so you could sign it, send it back with a payment as quickly as possible, and be sure to keep some form of a receipt. Question of the day. As a personal representative, have you ever successfully negotiated a reduction of debt with estate creditors? If so, let us know in the comments below. The previous mentioned tips on negotiating with estate creditors apply to solvent estates. If the estate is insolvent, these tips will not necessarily apply. If you've gotten value from this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Daryl Williams. If you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description.